In order to prioritize your wellness, chances are you will have to set some boundaries. A boundary is a limit you set to protect your time, energy, values, and responsibilities. Boundaries help us prevent burnout, protect our well being, and stay on track with our goals. Setting boundaries can feel challenging for first generation college students because you may feel the pressure from family expectations, financial responsibilities, cultural norms, or a desire to prove yourself. All of these reasons are completely valid. Maintaining high levels of care and responsibility for people in your community can make setting boundaries feel impossible at times. Personally, it's hardest for me to set boundaries at work and with friendships. I care about how my colleagues and friends view me if I say no, and I feel the need to excessively over explain the reasons why I'm saying no. But remember that the only person your boundary needs to make sense to is you. The more I practice, the more I discover that people always adjust and they respect me for vocalizing my wants and needs. So let's take a moment to reframe and make boundaries more approachable in practice. Firstly, boundaries are not selfish. They are a wellness and success strategy. Next up, boundaries are not about rejection or putting up walls. Setting appropriate boundaries is about aligning with your goals and your values. And boundaries are not a permanent personality trait. They are a skill you can practice. Boundaries can shift over time. You may set more rigid boundaries in one season and loosen those boundaries in the next, or hold different types of boundaries with different types of communities that you interact with. Whenever it's time to set a boundary with someone and it feels hard, focus intently on what you will gain from setting that boundary instead of what you think you might lose. Think of what you are saying yes to. Is it rest, academic focus, mental health, long term goals, happiness? And when you set that boundary, you're looking out for the most important person in your life, you. Lastly, it's important to understand that boundaries are not just external with others. To maintain wellness and stay on track for success, we have to set internal boundaries as well. Establishing personal boundaries, such as limiting social media and screen time, and being mindful of your eating, sleeping, and substance habits, are just as important as setting boundaries with family and friends. In college, you're living out many new experiences. Sometimes it can be hard to prioritize your wellness and set the right boundaries to do so. For instance, when I was in college, I knew I needed to get a morning workout in before my classes because it helped to center me and allowed me to start the day off fresh. In order to do so, that meant that 3 times a week, I needed to set an internal boundary and opt out of hanging out with a roommate late into the night. I needed to sleep and work out in order to prioritize my well being, and that was my internal boundary. Now let's explore the boundary types and boundary exploration worksheet. This will help you understand the different levels of setting boundaries and which ones are most healthy to practice.